What's up guys, it's Punchy, and today we're back with the well-awaited Spec series. If you don't know what this is, I've interviewed players and devs with custom abilities and specs in the past, but for a while now, it's taken quite a long time to find something to discuss. Anyway, today we'll be talking about a developer-exclusive Deepwoken enchant called Tainted Sorrow, which I believe could have a chance to be added publicly into the game. Originating the hype from a super old Edgar clip, this is a Deepwoken OG content creator if you forgot, and this enchant was shown off in its full glory. I'm pretty sure this footage was before its subsequent nerfs and changes, but this is where the public really learned about Tainted Sorrow as a concept. Regardless, I was lucky enough to be blessed up by a dev temporarily granting me this enchant, and today we get to mess around with it. In appearance, this enchant is very blue and purple and pretty bright with a bunch of glowing mist and displacement emission. I'm not too sure if it's just the Flamekeeper Cestus breaking the visual, but this thing doesn't do too much to override its base colors, but at the end of the day, it's blue and purple and flashy. Now, moving on, in combat, this enchant does a few different things and they're very interesting. By landing successful M1s, you'll be placing two specific tags on your enemy that each act independently. The first status that we'll cover allows you to pull your enemy from basically anywhere without even facing them, replacing your crit with a gravity-infused stomp pull. This animation and attack is exactly the same as the Wave Neve critical. I think it does less damage, but anyway, alongside all of its attributes, it is basically the same. Now, a very strange second feature on landing M1s happens if you hit 3 M1s in rapid succession. A weird sort of status is applied onto our target, forcing every single other weapon hit to bounce them into the air directly out of reach. This sort of bounce or fling doesn't do anything else without even dealing fall damage. It kinda just makes parry trades impossible, which might be beneficial on specific builds. Again, I do want to specify that this status is only temporary and runs out. Now, moving on to the actual gravity pull, what's going on with this? With a straight up identical stomp to the Neve fist style, we pull our enemies towards us from an extremely long range and we don't even have to look at them. This pull can be used to displace enemies during fights, basically negate running away, and of course, one-tapping people on top of cliffs. I don't believe that this should be in the game if it's gonna one-tap people. Anyway, I did one-tap somebody in Chime, and if you're watching this video, I'm actually really sorry about this. I just had to see if it worked, and yeah, it is unfortunately still a thing. Anyway, this sort of gap closing option is pretty powerful in locking down opponents and keeping them nearby, but other than this, it's not even that good. Besides the fact that Enforcer Pull already exists, this enchant is kinda just cool and fills the same shoes as this option, but it's really just used to mess around in combat and keep people close. Alongside combos like Shadow Seekers that shred enemy HP or attacks that are unblockable, this thing shines, but again, it's just weaponized Enforcer Pull. If I'm being honest, I think that this dev-exclusive enchant is weak enough to be added into the game if they do iron out some of the range and I guess, you know, one-tapping people with that sort of stuff. It's really interesting, but I don't think it's something as powerful that will insta-kill people or prevent gameplay from being interactive. Granted, you're not on a cliff, but anyway, do you think that this should be added? Trust me guys, I'll keep asking alongside Agamatsu for this enchant to be public because we gotta let the people eat, but we'll see what happens in the days to come. Anyway, make sure to like and subscribe for even more exclusive content, and we're super close to hitting 100k subs. As always, thanks again, it's punchin' time.